Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena Extra Take, our latest episode on a game that we like to review. So it's this show is, of course, a supplement to the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. Hey Burly, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you, Expat?
I'm doing good. Well, before we started recording, and I hadn't mentioned this to you yet, there was a small earthquake in Kanagawa Prefecture. There was an earthquake.
Oh, no.
So there was a small shaker. So if I have to get up and run later on, if there's a big aftershock or something, you know what's going on. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Of course,
Not or a giant kaiju.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a small one, but they're frequent here in Japan, unfortunately. So of course, I live close to Tokyo, so we get them a lot. But anyway. So in this episode of Extra Take, we're going to be talking about Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So good old Kirby. So, of course, Burly provided gameplay footage for us, close to about 20 minutes. And so we're going to talk about the gameplay for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Of course, this is Switch exclusive. So, of course, I have a Mario hat on. I don't have a Kirby hat. I have a Mario hat on because it's Nintendo. Obviously, Nintendo.
Yeah,
it has this game. So, Burly, let's get started, man. Let's get started, and I will go ahead and start your gameplay here. So, let's go ahead and look at this. All right, so take it away, man. What do we got here?
So we're loading into the main part of the game here, the Waddle Dee Town. And this is just, so there's a lot of different things. Those guys there, you can get to play the soundtrack. But over here is one of the things, the gacha machines.
Mm-hmm.
I quickly go here just buying a gacha, just to show it off.
Nice.
Because you can collect them in levels and keep doing it. They're just little figurines of characters in the game and of the series.
Okay.
They have 4 different volumes, so 4 different sets.
Okay.
I've gotten a fair amount of them in the first set, and then in the others, I've gotten a fair, like half and stuff, but it's just a matter of, I got tired of trying to hunt them.
I see. Okay. Now, what did he just spit out there?
A rock.
Just okay. All right.
Now, this is one of the main mechanics of this game, is the weapon shop here. You can grab power-ups here as you go through the game, but you can also unlock and upgrade them. I'll show the upgrading later.
And this is the dragon fire, right? Yeah.
Yep. So I have the fire leveled up. So the nice thing in here, I paused here because usually in Kirby games they usually show you what the power-up, how all the different controls. They don't in this because it's only one button for attacks. So you have your up-air attack and when you're on the ground attack. But the thing I do like is in here they have that Mr. Sandbag, so you can test the power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when I first saw this, I thought that was an actual boss battle or something, but no, you're just testing. I see. Okay.
Yeah. And then I just dropped it, went and got Tornado just to show it off.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. And you're actually going to go fishing here, yeah? Flash fishing.
Yeah, a little fishing here. This a little mini game. You unlock more things in this town as you find Waddle Dees through the levels. I have all the Waddle Dees, so I have everything unlocked here.
Nice.
So this is just me showing off a lot of stuff in the town.
And you go to a little mini restaurant here. Looks like.
Yeah.
Kirby
so
burgers.
Here, you can buy food. You can eat it right away. So you can come here after you've beaten a level, and let's say you've taken quite a bit of damage. You can buy a max tomato, the Kirby cake, burger, and all that to heal yourself. Or you have an item slot, so you can bring it into a level and eat it. And for buying all the different food items, you get a little minifig from the gacha.
Yeah.
Just me showing you, hey, I now went from 74 to 75.
Cool.
And here's another one of the little mini games. You can do this co-op, the whole game co-op, but the problem is it's local co-op only. Now, this is something I don't like, but this is a pretty typical of Nintendo of the last, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
They are so slow at embracing online.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I just figured I'd show this minigame. This minigame's not too long.
Yeah.
But it was actually kind of fun to play.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to, you got to go quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, as you see, the bar drains quite quick.
Yeah.
And then as you get certain far in, the lunchtime rush. So now they all pile in. And you now going,
Yeah. Just throwing them out there and they're all taking them.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, and I screwed up, so I lost a bunch of time on that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mini time trial in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, they give you a few little different mini games. This is something the Kirby series will do. Have variety, and it's like, you're never required to play this. This is just for fun and stuff like this.
Yeah, but it seems from what you're showing, there's lots of little mini games that you can play, and little side quest type of things that that you can play alongside the main quests. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is why I showed this. This here is the present code. So if you play the demo, it gives you codes, and you can input them here and get items. There's other codes, you can look them up online, but I just figured I'd show you the codes. This is the item shop. I didn't go in there because I already have an item, so it'd make me drop my food item. But what it is, you can buy attack upgrades, defense upgrades, or speed upgrades that last for 300 seconds. And it's just you're never really going to need it for the real levels.
Now you're using your Joy-Con to move this around, right?
Well, if I was using the Joy-Con, I use the SN30 Pro. Yeah, you're doing this all by motion.
I see.
I suck at those little labyrinths, but I figured I'd show it off. Now, this is the one thing. I didn't go in here because the Coliseum can take a bit. But this is something
cup.
Your different cups. This is something in a lot of Kirby games. This little Coliseum, you fight a bunch of bosses, and you get little heals and different they try to get you to use different power-ups. And this is just me showing you the little glowing. You do that, hit that, and you unlock a little star coin.
Nice.
And just me going into the house. You get different little pictures for doing different actions. So I got one for beating the game, one for getting all the Waddle Dees, one for beating the extra area and getting the true ending.
Nice.
I don't show the extra area just because it may be spoiler for some people and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
The adventure is quite a fair length for a Kirby game.
So how open world is this? Is this like a mini open world, or is this like a open world?
Well, it's open. It's not really open world because you have your stages.
Okay.
So you just saw me in the hub world and I picked the stage.
Right.
But as you can see, this is 3D. Kirby has never really been 3D before.
Yeah.
In terms of a platformer. It's usually your 2D. Like the closest we kind of had besides the Air Ride game was 64.
Okay.
It was kind of like 2.5D.
Yeah.
But this is nice to just be able to go around and explore, and they really reward you for exploring.
Yeah.
So you easily could have missed that.
Yeah.
But I noticed it with the corner of my eye and remembered, so I was like, oh, I'll go back.
Yeah.
And every level has these little challenges. I'll re-bring it up the menu in a little bit, but it'll be like, do these challenges. You get 5 Waddle Dees for just beating the level, 3 to 5 Waddle Dees for beating the level. And then there's in every level, find X amount of missing Waddle Dees. And then do different challenges. You won't know what the challenges are until you start doing them in the level, or if you didn't find it when you beat the level, it tells you what the challenge is. So it does give you a lot of replayability, make you want to go back. And so I highly recommend doing it. You don't get the greatest reward for getting all the Waddle Dees, but it just makes these you get to explore and get most out of the levels.
I see. How challenging would you say are the boss battles throughout this game, Burly?
Not very challenging. Kirby is quite easy.
Okay.
Especially if you're good with your powers, you'll have no issues.
Okay.
And now this is something right here. This is one of the challenges. So I pause, light the 4 lanterns. And as you're doing it, you'll see things. As you saw, a bunch of coins will appear.
Yeah.
So the world, as you're doing these challenges, the levels change a little and stuff happens.
Okay.
Just something I really like. It's not, oh, I'm just doing this to check it off the box to the list for completion. But because I did that, give me little coins, letting me know, I can go up here, get the switch here, and get this capsule.
Yeah, it looks pretty easy to climb up the walls there from what you're showing here, and then just flying up as well. So.
And I played on the hard mode, the wild mode. All it is I have a less of a health bar.
I see.
Compared. Like I forget easy. I think you have about double the health bar size. So you can play whatever difficulty. Difficulty only changes the health.
Yes.
So now, and they want you to go just straight through that star door. But if you go through that door, it's going to lock me out, and I can't go back here.
Oh, really? I see.
But because I lit that lantern there, it let me know I can go up here, break that. So that's where I believe one of the hidden Waddle Dees are. But because I already have it,
there you go.
It gives me coins instead.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, this level likes fire a lot, if you can't tell.
Yeah. But it's interesting how this seems to have a lot of like Mario Odyssey type of vibes to it when it comes to like the level design and like how you're running around and you're jumping and going from place to place. So,
yeah.
But
this is kind of like been with Kirby, having the different using your powers to really interact with the environment. It's just because this is in 3D.
Yeah.
That you can really open this up, and this is the new Mouthful Mode.
There you go.
Stare mouth Kirby. I don't show them all off because I'd have to be going back to levels. I only really do this level just because I knew you had the one mouthful of me sucking up on the giant thing just to break it open. Yeah. And then this one has staircase.
Let's see.
But these are fun. You get them for little puzzles and challenges. So over here there was something above, and unlike some Kirby games, this is one you cannot fly forever. As you can see, his face starts to get tired. He can't fly forever, and eventually he'll just go poof.
Yeah.
And you fall.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little secret there if I would bring stairs back, but I'm not. A little wanted poster there.
Interesting.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to do is use stairs, get yourself closer, but because I have Dragon Fire, I can just do that. Okay. Just fly across. And there's just a cannon to lead me to some goodies, some other challenges, but I've done them.
Now, I want to ask you, Burly, about any kind of bugs or glitches. I mean, did you experience anything in the game that you would want to let anybody know about that they need to look out for? I mean, we know most Nintendo.
I had one little like graphical bug. Other than that, like in the 20-something hours I put into this game, I didn't really have issues.
Yeah, I mean, most of these Nintendo games are pretty clean. They're pretty spot on. So. That's one thing about Nintendo. I mean, their games, when they come out, their first parties, they're, not 100% bug free, but I mean, they're pretty.
But what game is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but. So.
This is just me getting Sword Kirby and showing you some of the power-ups you can charge.
Yeah.
So I charged up the sword and I got the 1 spin slash.
Nice.
And there you go, just showing you all the different challenges.
Yeah, now we've seen in like the trailers before the game came out that Kirby could like swallow cars and things like that. So what are some of the other things that you swallowed in this game? Besides,
for the Mouthful Mode?
For the Mouthful Mode,
you get car. We're about to see Cone Kirby here, because I do the little treasure here. Mm-hmm. You get the fan, which is like you get a circle thing like an O, giant O, and you're shooting out like a Dyson fan. So, and you get the cone. So there's and you get the archway where you're gliding like a hang glider kind of thing. So they do use it in soda can vending
machines.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're shooting soda cans, but you have a limited number of ammo. But the cool thing is, if you're close to where your soda cans bounce off of, you can re-get your shots. So they do use it creatively. So yeah. Now these are the treasures here. What you get here, these you're using power-ups, whatever power-up they want you to use. And you have to go through these courses. You get a rare stone at the end, which you use to upgrade powers, which I'll show. And then after that, if you do it in certain time limit, you get more stones. These are hard. These are actually the challenge in the game. So I got to beat that in 45 seconds or less.
Okay.
Yeah, and so these I haven't done a lot. That's why I'm only at like 80% completion. That and the capsules. And it's like, I don't have enough desire to sit and want to do this right now. Get the rest of the capsules and do all these. Yeah. But the nice thing is, I don't have to go fly all the way back to Waddle Dee Town. I can just hit B on the world map, and there's the return to Waddle Dee Town prompt.
Oh, kind of like a fast travel type of thing.
Yeah. So
now,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to ask is now, for of the iterations of Kirby that have come out, I mean, is this something that players that have never played a Kirby game could start from at the beginning on this Switch version?
If this is your first Kirby game, I think you can. This is a good starting point. The game is not too difficult, and this gets you used to the mechanics quite well. That you'll use in other Kirby games.
What parts of this new iteration of Kirby did not have that other iterations previously had?
You had the Mouthful Mode and this upgrading of the powers. And having the difference, as you saw me there looking around, it showed you different stats. And this one's called Homing Bomb. So I forgot because I'm pressing the one button wrong.
Poor Mr. Sandbag. Mr. Sandbag.
Now the bombs will home in on enemies.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat.
Cool. Yeah.
So the whole new thing is upgrading your powers so you can see. I still need to get a few upgrades left. But it is a cool mechanic and just makes it so that way, because there are some powers in Kirby games I don't use a lot of. Like ice is a power I never used a lot of.
Yeah.
But for boss fights in this game, to get all the Waddle Dees, you need to beat every boss without taking damage, except for the final boss.
Yeah.
Easiest way to do it, ice. Especially if you have this second or third upgrade ice ability, because its block can't be broken. So you can hold the ZL and your block won't be broken. Wait for them to finish their combo and go and just wail in the damage.
Okay, Burly, so what's your overall assessment of Kirby and the Forgotten Land? What did you think of it overall?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a platformer either to play by yourself or couch co-op, highly recommend. Especially if you're a Kirby fan, pick this up. You will not you will really enjoy it. Even if you're not a Kirby fan, if you haven't played any of the games in the series, I recommend try the demo, because the demo is the first 3 levels.
The first 3 levels, okay.
Yeah. That will at least give you something.
Yeah.
An idea. And if you don't like with the demo there, then I can't recommend the full game. But if you enjoyed the demo, I recommend picking this game up. And this game does have a lot of content. Unlike a lot of Kirby games where they're quite short, this took me, I think, with both the main world and the second world, I think with like 20 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's a solid amount of gameplay there.
Yeah. And that's not something you usually say for a Nintendo game, that you're going to get something like this. So it really did surprise me. It's something, if you're a Switch owner, I highly recommend to pick up this year.
Cool. All right. So that was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So, of course, our Extra Take episodes is a supplement to the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, where we review specific games and we show gameplay. We give a gameplay review of that particular game. So, of course, you can catch us. You can check out our Patreon, of course, and we have a ton of content over there. We have, of course, this Extra Take, and we have the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, our post shows, of course, and our other series that we do on Marvel, on Star Wars, on Star Trek, and coming up this, later this summer, we're doing a fantasy series. So a ton of stuff on Patreon. So if you want to see any of our content, especially this Extra Take episode, in early access and watch it ad-free, you can come and join our Patreon over there, obviously. So come and check us out if you're interested and if you enjoy our content. So I want to thank you, Burly, for providing the gameplay footage, of course. And you're a big fan of Kirby, as I know. So thank you so much for providing us and giving us some insight into the gameplay for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Arena Extra Take, and we hope to catch you in the next one. So we're probably going to be doing one on Horizon Forbidden West in the near future and some other games, so stay tuned for those. So take care, everyone. Peace out.